All right, so I went ahead and laid out all of the parts for our top and tilt kit. Now that we know why the tilt cylinder will not fit on the 4066 with the downforce kit, I'm just going to assemble the tilt cylinder, and then I'll address the tilt cylinder in a different video. But basically, you've got your hydraulic lines. One thing I really do appreciate about these is the protection for the lines is actually crimped on there, which is actually very exciting to see. And so the longer lines in the kit are for the tilt cylinder, the shorter lines are for the top link, the hydraulic top link. So basically all of this over here I'm not going to use at the moment, along with those connections, and most everything that I'm going to need is over here. You need this little hydraulic line right here for your top cylinder, and then you're going to need to make your connections. So basically you're going to need to put everything together. So you got your Pioneer fittings, everything. They all have O-rings on them, so you should not need Teflon tape or anything. This has an internal or a very end O-ring. We'll get into that when we start talking about assembly itself. So overall, I think this should go together pretty easy. The instructions, I will go ahead and tell you what you get in the box is basically tells you it needs to download the instructions. Yet when you go to the TechPub's website for Deere, the instructions are not there. I actually found this on a I think on the Green Dealer or something, that website. So I would just search top and tilt kit hydraulic or BLV 10967 or 10965 installation instructions. That's probably what I would search. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take and assemble the hoses. We're going to go through the instructions and see what all we need to do to assemble this top cylinder. Because in the instructions it actually goes through the tilt cylinder first in terms of installation. But I think the first thing we need to do is we actually need to remove the old bracket on top of the machine or on top of the transmission, and we're going to install this new one. So I'm going to go ahead and work on doing that, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get to work on this top and tilt kit. First off, because I have the third hydraulic valve, this bracket right here is identical to the one I got in top and tilt kit. So I'm not sure if the old one's changed out. However, I do have to change out this hanger, which I'm going to do first. So that actually saved me a lot of time not having to go in and change bracket. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't figured out why it's that way yet. And I've determined that my hands are just going to be in the way. Sorry about that. Something like that right there. Oh, hey, there's one part done. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and bring the cylinder over here and get it put up here. That way I have a kind of a place to work, for lack of a better term. So I'm gonna bring the cylinder over here. And who knows, maybe here in about 30 seconds we'll find out this was a terrible idea. Naturally, I have the 3-point in a position that just will not work. I was thinking I had to go up to get it to fit, but we had enough room on downstroke, so. All right, now, tell you what, we're gonna see how many times I can walk back and forth to my little table over there with all my parts on it, carrying stuff. Okay, where's my... Okay, so we're gonna have to double check these, make sure they fit, because it doesn't look like they're real happy. That cylinder's gonna lean on them pretty hard, so we'll have to solve that problem. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this cylinder up in the air. Just like that. Okay. Now, let's see what hydraulic connections we need. All right, so our first one is to attach our 90-degree fitting here at the bottom. Naturally, the plastic won't come out. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I just ran my damn finger into the hydraulic hoses. Ah! Okay, this is starting to make me mad. Ah! Finally. Well, I certainly wish I could say this was going swimmingly, but it's not, in my opinion. Okay, there's that. Now, we're supposed to take and put this hydraulic line on here. It says attach fitting a 90-degree cylinder to the top cylinder. Tighten specification, which is 29.5 foot-pounds. I don't have a way to do that, so we're just guessing. Connect oil line to 90-degree fitting. Tighten specification. Install tie band E around top cylinder. Attach to clip. Okay. Attach a straight fitting on the rod end of the top cylinder. Tighten to fitting. This is the straight fitting. Would go right here. So let me... Here's my fancy little thing here. Already been working on this 14 minutes. Just don't like, this doesn't make any sense. I wonder if it's supposed to be over here. I think that's right. I think. Actually, we're gonna band it first. I'll lose my instructions here. It's not the goofiest clip I've ever seen, but okay. Seems like it works. Okay, there's that. Now we attach a straight fitting up here, which we're just going to go ahead and start off with our pliers. Going the wrong way because I'm upside down. That doesn't help either. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. This just takes a little bit of concentration. All right, and who knows? Nobody may ever watch this video. You know what? Looking at this thing, I have to wonder. Oh no, it clears. Okay. I thought there for just a second that this hose right here would not clear, or this hard line would not clear these hoses. But got that figured out. Okay. All right, so now it's on here. Let's see what our next page of instructions says. Says, okay, I got the labels on here. I put the labels on. Says, labels are region specific. Ensure the proper language is used. I just assumed that I probably needed English. Versus, I think it is Spanish and French. Install pinch point label and assembly. Yada, yada, yada. Already done that. Okay. Install, no, it's hydraulic hoses for the tilt cylinder. We want hydraulic hoses for the top cylinder. Connect fitting B in the top cylinder to hose end. Well, that's, yeah, connect fitting B to top cylinder rod end hydraulic hose and top cylinder bore end hydraulic hose. Tighten specification. I prepped one of them over on the bench, but I figured I would do the other one over here. So basically do this end, you have your coupler, then you have this straight fitting. Okay, and I'll have to tighten all these down So you get a coupler like that, and then you can take your other cover off. And then you connect that onto there. Like I said, you obviously have to tighten all those up. And then now you can connect this to your kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them piece by piece. Because it doesn't necessarily, yeah. So it tells us to do this first. But what I'm going to do is just, so I have somewhere to hold them, I'm going to go ahead and so what it does not tell you is it also, you need an O-ring. For this green hose right here. We're going to say that's hopefully it right there. Seems weird. Because it says install top cylinder rod, a hydraulic hose fitting, tighten specification. It doesn't say anything about a hydraulic, an O-ring. But on the parts diagram, and here, let me show you what I'm trying to show you. So there's their O-ring right there that you need. It shows it in the parts diagram. So in the parts diagram, it's number 28 right there. So we're just going to say that's the right O-ring. It doesn't look the right size, but we'll see if it leaks. And if it leaks, we'll know it did not work. So let's see here. I'm assuming problem is it doesn't give me a direction that my my hose needs to go. So we're just going to kind of take a stab at it here. And we may end up moving it around. That's one of the things with hydraulic hoses, because I mean ultimately we have to come over here to plug in. You can see that. So we got to come over here to plug in. So I'm wondering, I mean, I suppose you do want it up. I like on these pictures right here, I like how they've always got it to where these hydraulic lines always look really nice. See how the other one fits on there. See, that one's got an O-ring in it already. Like that. I don't think that will be in the way of anything. At least I hope not. So, yeah, all right. I think that's where we're gonna leave those. Oops, that's looks like an 18. That's just such a weird deal right there. But hey, that's how they designed it. Okay, so now I can come in here and tighten these ends up. Okay, there's one hose done. And we can do the other one. I'll at least scoot you back so you can see what I'm doing. Who knows, this might be the world's most boring video ever. And nobody will ever watch it. Okay. So now I'm assuming we can plug it in and see if it works. So I'm going to put this on. We're going to put it on number 5. Okay. So theoretically, when I go crank the tractor up, the top cylinder should move. Let's see if we can actually get that done. Here we go. Anybody see any oil spray everywhere? I didn't. No? You saw it go up and down, right? We'll do it one more time for fun. Well, hey, we have a hydraulic top cylinder. So that's pretty exciting. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hook the quick hitch back up because I got to thinking about it, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do for the tilt cylinder. So last night I did some noodling around and everything, and I came up with this. I've just got to find a way to attach it here or to one of these bolts. So I'm gonna have to work on it a little bit. But basically what we can do is we're gonna take this off, this downforce cylinder off, and it will be like a little storage area right here to where you can store the down pressure cylinder. Now, the only problem with that is, or at least the only problem that I know of right now, when I raise and lower the 3-point, it could potentially put a lot of stress on that cylinder because I'm going to be moving this cylinder over here. So I also have to find a way to stow this cylinder. This cylinder is not as easy to stow because it's already pretty busy back in here. So trying to figure out, there are a couple of bolt holes right there where my fingers are at. So I might use those to figure out a way to build a bracket to stow these cylinders. So I'm gonna have to think about that some, and then we'll come back and we'll do the tilt. We'll install the tilt cylinder. But what I am gonna do, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tilt cylinder on there and do all of the plumbing for it. All right, well, got the tilt cylinder installed. I'm not going to use a tilt cylinder. That way, hydraulic fluids, it's still a sealed system. It's never had hydraulic fluid in it. We're just going to leave it like that for right now. Plus, it cuts down on how heavy the stupid thing is. And so I'm also, the instructions actually cover running hoses and everything. I'm not going to do that right now because they actually include a bracket to put a hose right here, or put a mount right there for those hoses. So don't need to do that quite yet. I got to figure out how I'm going to deal with the downforce stuff first. So I'm going to put the quick hitch back on here, just with the top cylinder, and then we'll see how it works. This hose right here would catch on this clip. So we're going to tie these two together. Like that. Okay, now let's try the tilt cylinder. I mean the top cylinder. Perfect. It's actually very nice. I think that'll work really well. I'm really happy with that. I think that will save me, in the end, it will save me an absolute ton of time. Which, I mean, you know, my time, I guess, is cheap, but still, it's kind of nice to have that. I don't have to get out and do a lot of things. So, anyway, that's it for this video. Probably a really long one. I'll probably speed some stuff up in there, but thanks for watching.